In 2022, I became a torchbearer for the Beijing Winter Olympics. I even ended up on the CCTV national news, that is 新闻联播. And whenever people bring it up, they usually react the same way. Wow, that's insane. How did you even manage to do that? And my answer is always kind of disappointing. I just filled out an application form, less than 200 words. That's it. So here is what actually happened. At the time, I was working at a multinational company that happened to be a global Olympic partner. Because of that, the company had a few internal spots for employees to apply to become torch bearers. Of course, there was a review process and the spots were limited. There were probably 500 or 600 employees in China. In the end, fewer than 10 people were selected. When I first saw the email, I honestly assumed everyone would apply. I mean, it's the Olympics. How often does that come around? But later, during a team lunch, we talked about it, and that's when I realized something surprising. Almost no one had applied. The reasons sounded pretty reasonable. People said things like, this kind of thing is so far away from people like us. The competition must be insane. I probably won't get picked anyway, and I'd have to write an application. It's not worth the time. Looking back, that's when something really clicked for me. A lot of the time, what keeps us out of opportunities isn't the rules or a lack of ability. It's the mental barriers we put up for ourselves before we even start. To be clear, I wasn't confident either. I didn't think I would definitely get selected. I couldn't even come up with a strong reason why it had to be me. I just did one simple thing. I didn't reject myself before anyone else could. The whole application took me less than 10 minutes. Other than basic info, there was really just one question. Why do you think you would be a good representative of the company as an Olympic torchbearer? I didn't overthink it, I just wrote honestly. I mentioned that I had traveled around the world, that I genuinely aligned with the company's core values, that I had participated in company events, and that I'd done volunteer work and teaching programs back in Chengdu. All of that, under 200 words. Honestly, I didn't expect too much. But a few days later, I got an email saying I'd passed the review and could start preparing. What surprised me wasn't becoming a torch bearer itself. It was the realization that hit me afterward. A lot of things that feel completely out of reach actually don't have nearly as high a barrier as we imagine. What really makes us miss opportunities isn't that we are not good enough, it's that we talk ourselves out of them before we even begin. Over time, I've come to see trying not as bravery, but as a very rational decision, especially when the cost is low. It doesn't take much time, failure doesn't really hurt, but the upside, if it works, can be huge. So this story isn't about you can do anything or you're already amazing. It's just this. You don't need to believe in yourself that much. You just need to stop rejecting yourself on behalf of the world.